Hi everybody, we're going to talk about image quality. Do we need, even though we spent all that money on great lenses and great cameras, do we need great quality all the time? Isn't sometimes pictures like this more interesting? Let's face it, when the light's bad, bright sunlight will give you awful pictures like this one. But have a look at this. It's dynamic, it's beautiful, it's got everything, this picture. It's bright sunlight, yes, but that almost adds to it. Oh, so boring. Compare it with this one. Isn't that a lot better? Think about long exposures. Think about adding some impact to an image. Now, do I really need to have a static image of a Morris 1000? I don't, do I? We all know what it looks like. I just want to take nice pictures. In a few moments I'll explain to you how to do this technique, but first I'll show you a few more pictures. Here you can see a job. Just look at the number plate. It's movement. It's got something more than just a static image of a car. Now here's another job. Okay, Ford Scorpio. Quite a long time ago, high ASA film or ISO film, which shows a grain, doesn't have to be a great image quality. It's the atmosphere that counts. Let's have a quick look how we shot it. Here we are, all set up with hose pipes. That's the way we used to work. Great fun. Now this is quite a good example, and we'll spend a bit of time on this because it's interesting. This particular shot isn't a great picture. The next one is a lot better. Now, the first one, which I'll now split them into two. So the top one is with me standing still and the two vehicles coming towards me. And the bottom one is car-to-car photography, where I'm hanging out of a car, traveling at the same speed as the other two vehicles. So I can use a long exposure, but not very long. It's a difficult one. The funny thing is the client chose the worst image, which is the top one you're looking at. And he chose it because he thought it was more dynamic, and I think he's right. I think it actually, once the text is added, unfortunately I haven't got the ad, but it's an interesting one. Now can you imagine the difficulty of this picture? You're given about a week and a half lead time to organise it, find somewhere where it's fresh snow that no vehicle has been. Believe me, it's very, very cold. We spent the daylight hours there waiting for the light to be nice, because you can't pick and choose what direction the light's coming in, because you need that virgin snow. You need that virgin snow under the car. It really was quite a difficult shot to organise and shoot. You don't have to restrict yourself to cars, of course. Any subjects. This is just a couple of people walking in the street in Bolivia. You can do it with gymnastics, you can do it with anything. Have a think about it. Footballers running. You can do an awful lot of interesting images using this technique. Of course, there are other ways of getting a bit of liveliness into an image, but not all of us can build a car wash in our studios. This is how we used to do shots in the studios with movement. Secret cars we couldn't take outside. They hadn't been launched yet. So we would cheat everything. The car raised off the floor moving under the car, the wheels being turned with fishing line around them, the background either built separately or painted would be moving. It took, I think, 8 assistants to actually take this picture, as well as me pressing the button. But now let's move on, and I'll tell you all about how to shoot these pictures. The whole secret to it is a wide angle lens. Getting close to your subjects. Whatever it is, you have to be close. 24, 28mm lens on a full frame camera is ideal. Get close in, pan with the subject as it's moving, keeping the center of the image always in the same place, and on the part that you want in focus, because you'll find the back and the front will be a completely different movement to the center. Now, how do we do this? We set our camera to shutter priority, so we can set the shutter speed and let the camera worry about the aperture. We haven't got time for everything. The ISO as low as you can, of course. On shutter priority, it will probably take care of itself. But don't hesitate to try a 30th, a 15th, an 1/8 of a second. It depends how good you are at panning. The results will be different all the time. Don't forget, we did all this on film. We couldn't look in the back of our camera and see how we're getting on. We just had to take the risks all the time and do lots and lots of pictures. But I wouldn't recommend with this technique using a motor. Individual shots are better. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and particularly not seeing me for once. I really would recommend having a go at this. It really is great fun. You can do anything, really. Just go out and do it. If you've got any questions about this, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. Well, I'll see you soon, and you might see me on the next one.